Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is YouTube. This is Pastor Dow. I am going to try to bring in this particular weekend with some understanding and a bang. But I do want to put forth warnings right here. If you have children, do not allow them to watch this video. I'm going to take this time right now while I'm talking to get them out of the room, because there's going to be some foul language said in this video, and it's not coming from me. I want you all to understand something, okay? We live in a world that from all intents purposes, there seems to be some form of either belief or not belief. All right, I'm a pastor. I'm an Israelite pastor, okay? And you have one life to live. You do, and I do as well. My God just happened to be the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And my people and our history is written about in the book that you call the Bible. We call it the Scriptures. But apparently, there has been other forms of religion that has risen up after our Messiah has came. Now, understand this, and I want you to comprehend this very well. I do not believe that Yeshua, Jesus the Christ, is the God of Christianity. I do not believe that he is the God of Islam or Buddhism, Confucianism, Catholics. You can say what you will, what you want. I'm entitled to my opinion. But upon careful investigation, reading the same book that you say you read, upon careful investigation, all it would take is just for you to exercise a little bit of self-autonomy, all right? If you have the ability to be able to think independently outside of the scope of the information that has been crammed down your throat throughout the years, and use this mind right here and have the ability to think, you would actually come to the same conclusion that I've come to with the Bible. I mean, you mean to tell me for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years that the Israelites, the ancient Israelites, never heard of any religion by the name of Christianity or religion by the name of Islam or any of these pagan religions today? No, all these religions, they have their own gods and they have their own books, just like the Jewish religion. They don't believe in the creator universe. They have their own gods. They have their own books. And you just accepted whatever the mainstream news media or whatever these new religions. You understand? I mean, Christianity didn't come about until the 4th century, the 3rd century. And then Islam came 600 years after the death of Christ. Christianity came about 300 years after the death of Christ. All of a sudden, these are the main two systems of belief in the world. And of course, then you have the non-believers, which they have always been around since the beginning of time. And there are more non-believers in Yahweh, the creator universe, than there are believers. You can believe that. Now, I personally know that you, as different nations, many of you have different gods. And you are supposed to serve your gods. Now, if you hear me speaking and preaching and teaching, and you hear me talking about the creator universe, you could get convicted by what I'm saying. And you could reconsider your position. And you may want to explore what I'm saying. But if you don't, that's your prerogative. I am not the one that's going to cram down anybody's throat. Because after all, I cannot open your understanding. He does. What I am upset about is these ignorant, militant, and that's why I'm going to call them militant. Because you see, I got some digressions here, so follow me. I'm going to try to fuse this together here for understanding, okay? For instance, I know personally that the homosexual movement is a very militant movement. They may seem harmless. They may speak softly. They may act certain ways, having feminine natures. and stuff like this. But according to my ancient documents and records, I know how militant these people are. I know what spirit they're of. And I know just as soon as you cross them or disagree with them any kind of way, you will watch the devils or demons that will literally come out in them when they try to defend their position and try to force feed you their lifestyle. Why can't they just be at peace and just live amongst themselves? Same thing with the atheists or the agnostics or the people who seem to claim to be unbelievers. But my book tells me that when it's all said and done, every man's going to the judgment, regardless of what God you chose to serve or not to serve. You don't have to believe that, but we're going to see. All of us one day, aren't we? We are surely going to see. But we have a guy right here. I guess he's the host of Young Turks. And, they seem to be reporting on, secular news and stuff like this. But if you want to see how militant someone becomes, because they believe, or somebody is apparently badgering him about life, in the womb, abortion or something like this, and it totally disagrees with his perspective on life. And then the first thing he starts doing is, just like all people who, what I would say is demonically charged, is start attacking my creator. Now, I'm not attacking his false creator and stuff, but why, when people get upset, why do they always have to go after the creator of the universe or the God of Israel? Now, is that not something? I mean, if he didn't exist, then why get so upset because people choose to believe in him? You understand what I mean? Now, in this case, I assume he's talking about the Christians or the pro-life people and all this other stuff. And then, right after his video, immediately, I have another video that's going to follow on that tells that he is this guy is an atheist or some philosopher or I don't know what you want to call him, a theologian. I don't know what he is, but I do know. No, he's not a theologian. He's a philosopher, I believe. He believes in science, just like this host of Young Turks. And it's amazing. Now, if you don't understand intellectual talk, because I guess when you hear him talk, there are a lot of people that put a lot of stock in words, and it's called intellectualism. And most people are wooed and wowed when people use words and they speak over people's heads, and to where people can't understand what they're saying, but they sit in the audience and look like they understood everything. Not me. I'm of the mindset, what good is it to speak on an intellectual or from an intellectual platform if your audience can't understand? Because the majority of the audience, at least what I speak to, we're not intellectuals. We're just simple folks. But I did get what he's saying. And I'm utterly amazed that he was actually, it's amazed to me that he actually agreed. And he had enough sense to know that a child is alive in the womb. What's his name? Christopher Hitchens. Christopher Hitchens. But I could tell just by his speech that he had enough sense to be against murder in the womb. Now, you can call it what you want, but that is what's going on. And of course, when you look at all these pagan cultures and stuff, what did they always do? They always had murder of unborn babies as a sacrifice to their gods. And I know that this is hard for many people to stomach and swallow and stuff, but it is a fact, and it is the truth. All the nations have been appointed mighty ones or gods. But you have two people here, right here, of the same sentiment. And one of them believes that you can kill babies in the wombs, and the other one believes that you shouldn't kill babies in the wombs. And they both are non-believers. So which one is it now? There's dissension in the camp. There's dissension in Israelite camps. There's dissension in Christianity churches. There's dissension in Islam. Nobody is believing hardly in anything. Everybody, this group disagrees with this group. This group disagrees with this group. And as long as there's 7.5 billion on the face of planet Earth, you'd be fortunate if you can really truly get 200, 300 people to believe the same. I mean, really, you'll be fortunate if you can do that, because the truth is, when it's all said and done, you find out that people really truly don't believe the same. But this guy from the Young Turks, you can tell there's something that's done got him riled up and offended, and he uses very foul, bad language. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, why get pissed off because somebody chooses to believe contrary to what you believe, and why get so offended that you start cussing folks out to this level? This is the part that I'm telling you, don't let your children see. Then immediately after this, we're going to this philosopher or this intellectual, Christopher Hitchens, and hear what he has to say. And I may or may not come behind all this and give you my closing thoughts. But I thought that you need to see the militancy, the death, the murder that it works in this particular show. I guess he's the principal host of this show. I guess he is. He's not the co-host. I think the lady is. I just want you to see what I'm focusing on is not his show, but I'm focusing on his response. His response, and I want to know from you, what do you think of someone who expresses something like this? Because see, personally, I'm here. You choose to believe, you can believe. You don't, no water off my back. None. It's just like when a duck goes in the water, none off my back. You know, I'm only here to be a presenter of truth, a presenter of information, and you're going to see more than anything by what people believe, by what they live. And that's true. And there are things, I want you to hear me, all you people out there that say you believe in the creator universe. There are things that I believe that you simply don't believe. And there are things that you believe I simply do not believe and will not believe ever again, because I've done my own due diligence, my own independent research, and I am not about to go back to some of that garbage that many of you have given mental assent to that call belief. Am I offended at you? Am I all mad? Do I get on here and start calling you all kind of names, everything? No. If you ever see me get upset and start calling people in a generic form, ignorant, crazy, dumb, all this other stuff, that's because I'm speaking about something that we're all a fallen prey to as a whole. And somehow, some way, a defibrillator needs to be put up on our mind to shock us back into reality to get us to think. So therefore, I'm passionate about you not being taken advantage of. I'm passionate about the very world that you live in. They have made you slaves, and I'm passionate about trying to get you free from that slavery. The freedom of slavery from slavery and business, to get you to really truly understand what it means to be a friend. But that's your prerogative. Now, after all, you're here listening to me. You don't have to listen to this. It's your choice. It's your decision. But I'm telling you, there is a foul spirit that's working inside someone that gets this upset over issues. Well, I mean, if you disagree with somebody, I disagree and go on. I mean, ain't nobody trying to force you. I'm not trying to force people to believe what I believe. Not at all. Not at all. None of my business. But if you choose to believe, then there's a lot of changes and transform that has to take place. Take children out of the room and listen to this, because he's finna get very vulgar and very foul.
I think fundamentalist religious people that take it to this kind of extreme are the most immoral people in the world. And so it's not like, oh, hey, religion, it's morality, or they're just the same as everybody else. No. They're not the same as everybody else. When you take stupid laws that don't make any sense, that aren't even in your Bible, it doesn't even say you shouldn't have an abortion in your Bible, and then you apply it to everybody, whether they are in your religion or they're not in your religion, whether they agree or they don't agree, and then some people die because of it, that's as immoral an act as you could possibly do. And why? Because no, some Emperor Constantine 1600 years ago made a political document that he said Jesus might have, or Jesus' friends might have said 400 years before that. This is so stupid. How dare you? How dare you let her die like that? And now we have these Neanderthals in America that want to take us back to these dark ages. Thousands of bills across the country trying to walk back reproductive rights. I can't believe we're having this conversation, and so many states, they're winning it. I'm so sick of people's religion, man. I'm so sick of it. And constantly, no, you have to do my religion. You have to do my religion. Fuck off. Why do I have to do your religion? I don't believe your religion. I don't believe it. Get it through your thick skull. I don't give a shit about it. I don't care if it's fundamentalist Christianity, fundamentalist Islam, fundamentalist anything. It's voodoo. I don't give a shit. You're not going to run my life based on your dumbass beliefs. If you come with logic and reason and we have a conversation about, hey, okay, here's a reasonable basis for this law. Okay, fine, then we'll talk about it. But if you come to me, my sky god, I think 2,000 years ago, told a fucking bush, and he talked to fucking Moses, and then he said, well, there is a seed in your body, and then some dumbass pope interpreted that 1,500 years ago as saying, hey, maybe you shouldn't do this or that, and hence, I'm going to let your wife die. Fuck you. Fundamentalist bullshit.
Christopher, so does that mean that are you involved in the pro-life movement in that case?
I believe that the concept unborn child is a real concept, yes. And I've had a lot of quarrels with some of my fellow materialists and secularists on this point. I think that if the concept child means anything, the concept unborn child can be said to mean something. And actually all the discoveries of embryology, which have been very considerable in the last generation or so, and of viability, appear to confirm that opinion, which is, I think it should be innate in everybody, is innate in the Hippocratic Oath, is instinct in anyone who's ever watched a sonogram, and so forth. So yes is my answer.
So you see, the first thing that he does, like all these militant people do, is they make an attack on the Bible as if the Bible done them wrong. And what it is that they do not like the fact that people have an opinion outside of their opinion, because every single day, if you listen to the Young Turks news, political show, whatever it is, you are in some form adopting their perspective and their theology and ideology on their political, social, economic, and religious point of views in life, whether you understand it, like it or not. And if you're sitting there listening to him, you are definitely in the receive mode while they're sending, and whether you understand and comprehend it or not, they are affecting what you believe. But he immediately goes in on the Bible instead of the people, whoever it was that peed him off. Now, I think what it says right here says, I don't even know how to pronounce his name. But anyway, this Young Turks host responds to the death of a 31-year-old woman who died as a result of being denied an abortion in Ireland early Sunday. And this woman was denied the abortion despite multiple requests and already miscarrying, resulting in a very painful and traumatic experience leading to her death. I mean, okay. I don't know. I don't know if this news source is true or not. I don't have an opinion on it. What I am focusing on is, why is he so, watch this, religious about and so adamant about this opinion? I mean, again, like I said, there are things that I believe I don't expect you to believe. And I surely don't care about what America believes. I don't care about what America believes in their laws and their governments and everything else. Now, does that mean I'm just going to go out here and start transgressing their law on purpose? No. The only time you ever see me transgressing or hear me transgressing any American laws is if they go against my creator of the universe, Almighty Yahweh, whatever he says, his laws. And he says that abortion is not in I assume since he said Bible, he means scripture. He says not even in the book, but there it is right there in the commandments. You should not do any murder. And when you go into a woman's womb and you kill a fetus, that is definitely, when you look at an ultrasound that this thing is really alive, you are committed murder. The only problem is that you couldn't resist waiting for the baby to be born, but you had to go ahead and go in and kill it and murder it. And now they're eating these fetuses in all these other pagan countries and selling. And there's this woman on here that I did some time ago. She's sitting over here in America talking about selling the kidneys and the livers and the lungs, and they go for a high price. We got to ask ourselves, what kind of people are we surrounded by that wants to eat the organs of aborted children? I'm telling you, the devil is all around us. Y'all have a good weekend. King coming.